Yo, man, what's up?
What's up, dude?
How the fuck are you?
I'm goddamn excellent.
Oh,
Let me get this straight so we look cool here.
love to hear it, man. Yeah, dude, I love your background, man. I love the the boards.
We have to go in here multiple like every 10 minutes and go, this is not a Blue Lives Matter flag. This was actually a gift from the Satanic Church, but I'm not a Satanic Church person either.
Right.
But I like to be like, maybe I am.
I love the black and white flag. I love it. I love the boards. Looks great, man.
Come here. Hold on. This is my co-pilot. Let's see.
I know who that is.
Pancho Wolf Boy.
Pancho Wolf Boy. He's
First
a rescue, right?
Do what?
He's a rescue?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He is a super rescue. He's what we call a corguagua. Corgi Chihuahua. Somebody said, is he a Chorgi? And I was like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know what the fuck is. He's a corguagua.
Wow.
And we're gonna have our tell me when you're ready to start.
Listen, man, I already hit record. This is how we do it here. We just go.
I'm gonna treat you. Where are you in New York?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long
Okay.
Island.
This is the Texican drink of choice. Have you ever heard of Big Red?
No, I mean I know the gum, but I never heard of the drink.
This is a drink here, but also this is like aging. Can you read that on the bottom?
No, I can't read.
It says zero. You know, like
that. Yeah.
This is aging Texican drink. So
wow.
if you're like Mexican in Texas, you eat this with like barbacoa tacos or barbecue.
Nice.
So I'm gonna make this little drink. I'm gonna show you the icing on the cake. Must have a little lime, dude.
Gotta have a lime.
Yeah.
So what does Big Red taste like?
Big Red. I don't know, dude. Somebody one time said something and I thought it was blasphemous, but they go, it was like, and not to be like that guy, but it was like some white guy said, it tastes like cotton candy. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Nothing I drink tastes like cotton candy. Tastes like Big fucking Red. Tastes like a taco's best friend.
That I picture it tasting like fruit punch for some reason, but
I would, you know what's is I like everything to be red, like my drink, like fruit punch flavor. It tastes nothing like fruit punch, but even to this day, I've drank it like a billion times. I always go like, man, that doesn't taste like fruit punch every single time. But that's funny. I really don't. I love to get it when I can get it, but I don't drink it that often. But as often as I used to. But my dad is fucking addicted to it. So he calls me like we're doing a drug deal. He'll be like, he's like, my nickname is Tugs. He's like, hey Tugs, you think you can get me some of the stuff? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? The drink. Big Red? Mm-hmm. And then I know he does this. I'm like, yep. So I went today I got 3 12 packs because they didn't have the 2-liter bottles. But normally I'm at the grocery store with like 8 2-liter bottles and unsalted pecans or peanuts for my dad.
wow.
Now his old man thing is like anytime I put salt on anything, he's like, it's bad for you. Shut up.
Man, I gotta try some of that. I gotta find that shit somewhere. They don't have it here. I've never seen it here.
I'll tell you what, when I come up to New York to visit Jake or something, we'll meet up on the little train somewhere between Jersey and Long Island. I think Rick from the Casualties, I think his family is in Long Island.
Okay.
So I'll have one of these for us, and you find me some good tacos because we got to eat like tacos. And I know they have fucking great like South American, not always good Mexican for me, Mexican food, but it's either authentic, excellent Mexican food or like Venezuelan or something. So
Right.
we'll do something.
There's a good Spanish place around the corner from here, but Mexican, I think you have it better, man, in Austin. You're in Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah. You know what? You know what always cracks me up? When I was a little kid, there would be like some families, maybe from the East Coast or something, or just people would always say that they would always be like, I grew up in this very mixed neighborhood. And I think people younger, like in their 20s, they don't get it. They're so much more progressive than we were at that age. Like I'm talking like 30 years ago, you know, when I was a kid. It wasn't it was extremely progressive, but not verbally as progressive, you know. And so
Yeah.
it was very mixed. It was like black, white, Mexican, and a lot of Vietnamese people, but they used to always be like, oh, that's David, that's that little Spanish boy up the street. And me and my brother would be like, Spanish boy, what the fuck? We were, you know, when you're a little kid, we're like, what is a Spanish boy? We're like,
Right.
he's Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So even up north, when people go, oh, Spanish boy, I'm like, the fuck is, what is a Spanish? What is Spanish? That's my Southern ignorance.
yeah, yeah. That's the funny thing though, is that, you know, people look at someone and they just say they're Spanish because of their skin color, but
Yeah.
there's so many variations, man.
I cracked
Latin
up.
people, you know, it's insane.
I was on a plane one time and there was this lady sitting next to me, and it was like you could tell she was like a fibber, you know, like just everything she said was kind of off, and she just wanted to talk, and she was like, oh, I love Spain. Oh, I just love Spain. She goes, I get the best tacos in Spain. Now there is taco, which is like potato type thing, but you don't get tacos in Spain. You're like,
Right.
I just went with the story, and I was like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you get some fajitas in Spain. Yeah, I bet they were good. Like, bitch, there ain't no fucking fajitas in Spain.
It just shows how everyone groups everything together, and it's insanely racist, actually.
It is.
You know, I mean, I'm Italian. However, we went to my wife and I went to Paris on our honeymoon, and you know, everyone like said hola to us. I thought it was really funny, and I was just like, hi. You know, it's like, I mean, I know I'm not, you know, I'm white, but I'm
Yeah.
a little off tone, I guess. And
Well, we say down here, you light skin it.
yeah,
Like
that's it. That's it. So how long you been in Austin?
my whole life.
The whole time.
Raised St. David's Hospital, Austin, Texas.
Wow. I love Austin, man. I've only been there once. We took a little road trip down there. I don't even know, 6-7 years ago at this point. And
Yeah.
I love that city, man. It's got such a scene, such a culture.
Dude, I love Austin. I was actually talking to our buddy. We are just kind of texting a little bit, Chris, about Austin, and I call Austin the biggest little city because the history, real briefly, the history of Austin was that this was a little hidden Mecca. They call this area the Hill Country. It's lots of very hilly area with these big trees. And in Austin, it kind of goes down. So it's kind of this surrounded by this hill, what would you say, hillacious area around it. And it was only supposed to be for like lawmakers to come and like a getaway. So the road system was not made very well here. And you have one main road called Congress that goes, you can see all the way down it to the Capitol. And that area years and years ago used to be like brothels and prostitutes and bars, but upkept, you know what I mean? Because it was for lawmakers. But what happened was people really loved it and enjoyed it, and it just started growing and growing. And to this day, it's just fucking out of control. It's like I think maybe like the third fastest growing city in the US.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people like go back to California, but it's progress happens. But it does suck when like Elon Musk is here, and I don't know. I'll leave politics out of that conversation, but he bought this area called Music Lab. It's this large business, and there were 3 different music labs, and in each building was like maybe 100 small practice rooms with PAs, and you could rent all the equipment so bands could practice there. And when big bands come into town, they might go there to practice. South by Southwest, people go there to practice, but it's full every single day. And he bought that, and that's gone now. And you know, I don't know. I don't know. It would have been, I'll say from like a local perspective, this motherfucker is so rich. Like that would have been a drop in the bucket to just say, hey, I need this place for whatever reason. Let's go for argument's sake. I need this area. I'm going to rebuild you a new one. And like people would be like, you're the fucking king.
Yeah.
We love you. But as far as I know, he's not doing that. So that's a real bummer, dude. That's the bummer of what we're living in right now in this coronavirus bullshit.
Yeah, man. And you know, speaking of Texas, when we went like out of Austin, I mean, I felt like it wasn't part of Texas. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I call it the island in a skip shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was not that we didn't feel welcome in Texas, but you know, even when we were driving there, like we have the Easy Pass out here on the East Coast, and pretty much the rest of the country, it allows us to go through the tolls without stopping and paying.
Yeah.
And by the time when we got to Texas, it was like the Easy Pass didn't exist anymore. It's called Texas Pass, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is a Texas Pass?
I'll tell you, motherfucker, what a Texas Pass is. A goddamn pass. You get your Easy Pass and shove it up your ass.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's pretty much what I was expecting from that. Yeah, when we got there.
Texan in me. Calm me down. Calm me down.
Oh shit. But yeah, I love that we got to see the bats.
Oh yeah.
That was incredible.
That's on South Congress. So if you remember, you would look down the road, and that's where the Capitol was, that one road. Or wait, you know, I think it is on Congress where the bats are. Yeah, those bats are wild, dude.
Yeah.
Bat City is another little name they call Austin.
Yeah. We didn't get to stop because we couldn't park anywhere. So we just kind of drove around in circles and watched it. It was really amazing. For people who don't know, just like, what is it, like 1.5 million to 2 million bats come out every night at the same time and kind of do these patterns around the buildings in the city. And it's something to see, man. It really is.
I think they're like these bats that migrated from Mexico. And it had to have been within the last like 15 to 20 years, because I don't remember it when I was a little kid. But somewhere along the line, yeah, they came and made a little home under this bridge.
Yeah.
I think they leave for a little bit and then they come back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. So for those who don't know, Dave is the front man for the Casualties and Starving Wolves, and formerly of Crumb Bums.
Damn, my boy's on.
Yeah.
Told you.
What's that?
I said, Pancho, give me $5. I told you he knew his shit.
Yeah.
Pancho was like, these guys don't know shit about us.
Pay up. So you joined the Casualties in 2017, approximately, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but you've had a history with them
I
before you joined.
Yeah, I've known them. I'll show you something humorous.
All
Hold
right.
on. I have a ton of these, but I love them. It's like that's me and Jake, because we've always been, and this is probably 15 years old. We've always been like kind of brothers. So in '99, Crumb Bum started. I had moved to Baltimore for a little while, and just enough to know to get my ass back to Austin that I'm gonna get murdered, and I don't know how to walk fast enough in Baltimore. Like Austin runs at a whole different. I'm like walking around Baltimore like, "Hi, how are y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Well, this is interesting." And people are like, "The fuck? Get the fuck out of my fucking face! Boom!" And so I remember like just being fucking wasted, and I would call the guitar player from Crumb Bum's Trey, and I'd be like, "I gotta get back home, man. It's crazy here." And uh, we started Crumb Bums, and we thought we really did it just for fun. Like we wanted to play music. We love punk, and we loved the aesthetic fucking vibe. You know, we grew up in the punk scene and pretty dirty, raw, kind of crusty scene. And we're like, well, fuck it. We're at shows anyways. Let's start a band and we get free
Yeah.
drinks. So let's do it. And after we started playing for about a year, we realized we're kind of good at it. So we said, how do we jump up and start playing with bands and maybe go on tour? Like we had no idea of how that works. So he said, well, let's get a house, and every band that comes through, we house them, and you have like a couple of options. Spaghetti, always cheap, we'll feed you. And you have two options. We watch La Bamba and do clothes and, you know, drink beer and smoke weed and just kick it, or we fucking rage and throw a fucking party. Normally, most people wanted to rage, but you know, sometimes a band will be on tour for a month and a half and be like, dude, I want to
Yeah.
fucking watch La Bamba and fucking eat spaghetti. So through that, the Casualties came through and would stop at the house, and we just, they're fucking funny guys, and everybody in the Crumb Bum is like Texican type people where we have just funny motherfuckers, and we all just got along. And next thing we know, Casualties were taking us on tour. We went to Europe a few times with them. We would meet up and call each other on holidays, and somewhere along the line, Meggers, the drummer, called me and just said, "Man, I'm kind of tired of living in New York. Like I want to change." And I said, "I've got an extra room." He moved here. We never, ever in our fucking lives had we ever even discussed me joining, or I'd never sang a song with them. Most bands you get, hey, come up and do a song with us. Never. I was, they were the Casualties. I was David. That was just kind of how it went. Nothing rude or negative, but it just never happened. And one day, it just got things started changing, and we have the same booking agent. And I was on the phone with our booking agent playing a festival the same day that, or the same time as they were playing. And his name's Ron Martinez, and he plays bass with Lower Class Brats and sang for a band called Final Conflict. So he's really, really well known in our scene. And he said, "Yeah, you guys are playing. I'm worried about the Casualties." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I literally had said I'm bummed and I'm worried because they can't just have somebody play around. Somebody has to care about what they're doing." And Ron said, "Let me call you right back." I didn't think anything about this. And then my phone buzzed. I was on my way to practice with Starving Wolves. I remember. And I looked at my phone and it was a text from Meggers. And he said, "You better learn those goddamn songs." Like, what? Ron called me back and he goes, "Hey dude, I think you should just fill in. Just fill in for one show." So I didn't, to be honest, I didn't really want to, because that's, I think I take things too serious. Like, I don't really like to play in like funny side project things, like, hey, let's get together and jam and do a little show. For me, I'm like, I
Yeah.
think, and I'm like, what is this? What do these lyrics mean to me? It's like, I can't just write, bufu fada fifi lyrics. So I really didn't want to do it, but also these are not my friends. These guys are like family to me. So I was like, I'll do it. But I was like, please don't try to do this fucking Casualties 22 song set. Like, I'll do like 12 songs.
Right.
That's all you can ask, because the show was in 4 days, dude. So anyways, Meggers came home from New York the next day. We went to the music lab that I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I plugged my phone into a PA system and sang it over, the songs. I wrote all the lyrics on the back of, I got to the festival and I went to the bar and I got all the old case of beer, the cases,
Yeah.
and cut them up. And I wrote the lyrics to every song on the back of it, because it's about that big.
Right.
And I taped them all over. And there was a couple of people in the front, like these really cool girls. And I said, "Will you please do me a favor? I'll buy you drinks. When I look at you, after I sing a song, take that one off and get rid of it." So you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, and so I knew the songs that I was, what's funny too is like, when you're friends with a band, like really good friends, you don't listen to them. Which it sounds rude, but they're like your friends. Sometimes it's even kind of hard to listen to it, because you're like, oh man, that's Mikey. Get out of here,
Yeah.
But we were just good friends. Like, I love the music, but I didn't know it as well as, you don't know the lyrics as well,
Right.
as you do. So, I think I was saying, yeah, I hate the word fans, but like followers, like Casualty Army people, they know the fucking lyrics. And one thing about the Casualties that I love is that I don't care what anybody fucking says. I've never met a band that tours like the fucking Casualties. Like, that was one thing of an enormous amount of respect, and what taught the Crumbums. Like, our touring was out of control, but it was because we've followed the lead of the Casualties. They never stop, and they might play one show that is thousands of people, huge festival or whatever, and then the next day we'll be in fucking Buffalo, New York, playing like a DIY skate, like squat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll play a house show, the next day a huge show with GBH. 2 days later, we're playing for 22 people, they just tour. So the rad thing was, I knew that as soon as we play, if people don't lose their shit in a negative way, like fuck David, it's fine. Sing the chorus, solid. And that's what happened, dude. And we had so much fun. And the craziest thing was, nobody said anything. Nobody tripped at all. And it was a lot of fun. I played with Starving Wolves, and then I played with the Casualties. And this festival It's called Fuck You We Rule in Tulsa. And it falls on the kind of the weekend of 4th of July. And my birthday is June 30th. So I always remember it was like on my birthday 3.5 years ago that this happened. And it was
Yeah.
really cool. We came back home. They were leaving to do they were going back to New York or whatever, but they had a huge tour in Europe in like 3 weeks. And so it was like Jake and Meggers came back to Austin, and Jake has the most New Yorky accent. Is Goomba, is that a racial word?
No, not necessarily. It's like I guess it's like pal, you know. Yeah.
So the Jake has the most Goomba fucking New York accent. He's like, hey, I wish we could do this like nicer and take you out somewhere, but I gotta get to the airport. So how does some buffalo wings sound? We're gonna take you to Pluckers. Do y'all have Pluckers up there?
No.
So Pluckers is like a Buffalo sports bar. So it's like whatever you want, get whatever you want. We want to talk to you, all right? So we sit down, and I don't drink anymore. So he's like, hey, I wish I could get you a shots because I feel like shots are in order. So they doctor like Diet Coke shot or something, and he's get a kombucha, get whatever you want. Get as many wings, different flavors. I don't care. And they're like, will you come on tour with us in GBH in Europe? How do you say? Let's do it. Let's just do it. And I was like, what do you say to that?
Yeah, right.
To be honest, Starving Wolves were kind of young at the time, and we knew we wanted to play, but we didn't know. And I think one thing that I'm coming to terms with, and to be completely honest, and I've talked to the guys about it, was I need that. I don't like to play a show and go to work and come back and hey, let's practice or not practice. I like to fucking go and catch or like a fucking tank. And I think in my mind, this was one way to either get Starving Wolves, everybody going, or it would happen, or I would know that this is just for fun,
Right.
I didn't join the band yet. I just went out because you can't you can't be honest and join a band. It's like when you're a little kid and you're like, will you be my girlfriend? You can't just get into a relationship. You have to court each other. What if we get along great as friends, but on tour we hate each other? Right. So we just slightly dislike each other, like any adult does on tour. We didn't hate each other, and we worked well. They don't fuck around. They show up, sound check. We set up everything ourselves, and we never stopped working. And the rest was kind of history, dude.
Yeah, this morning I watched a live show. It was on YouTube. It was 2019. I think it was Moscow.
Oh, wow.
Fucking, first of all, amazing show. Second of all, it really made me miss going to concerts.
Yeah,
this year fucking sucked, obviously, for so many reasons. But one of the biggest reasons is not being able to go to see a show or anything like that. You have so much fucking energy on stage, as does the rest of the band. So what do you do to prepare for a show like that?
Man, you know what? To be honest, and the thing that I love about like punk rock, like the vibe, it was like one of my first kind of texts back and forth with Chris was his music reminded me of that vibe of like old school punk before it was like Mohawk. Like I have one, but that's my thing. But before it was like, this is punk, this isn't punk, So the vibe of like the Ramones, really hit me at a young age in the vibe of like the Clash, of that you be honest, be real,
Yeah.
do it. You get older, you do things like, yeah, I stretch a little, but I think the thing is that connection within the punk rock aesthetic idea, feel, vibe. The thing like with Fences, and I listen to y'all's podcast, like the vibe that you get,
Yeah.
that feeling of that I'm talking to people that could be my friends, might be my friends, could be my family, right next to each other. Like that show in Moscow, dude. The people are on the stage singing, and they're like literally like 100 people above capacity, like. And I think that's one of the things is like the way that I get ready for a show is, it may sound silly to some people, but you have to try to get honest, because these people are going to eat you fucking alive if you're not.
Yeah.
You could come out there and be in the best shape and get out there and not be honest, and that's it. The show's done. They're going to read it, they're going to feel it, and no one's going to move. They're going to watch, like, or if they watch at all. So I think the thing is, just try to be there and be fucking present. Be there with the people. People are gonna hate you no matter what. But if you can be real with the people that are there, that's it, man. And I grew up with, like, the cool thing about Austin, Texas, is we have a very strong live music. We're like known as the live music capital of the world.
Yeah.
But we always had punk, we always had wild rock and roll shit. And a lot of the musicians, and especially like singers, are real fucking frontmen, like wild, crazy. So I grew up always, that's what you did. You don't stand there. Like, I couldn't come across like Joey Ramone. That was something different. Also,
Right.
I'm fucking short. He's tall. So for me, it's kind of like, I'm like, hey, I'm down here. So I just get fucking moving, dude. And I love, like, I'm so jealous of the guys that all the people I play with, because they can play instruments, and I can, orchestrate and create music in my head, but I can't play.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my body in a way is my instrument. And I love to fucking, if I can jump off of it and squish you, I will. And I like to do.
Well, your voice is your instrument too, man. And you fucking belt it out, man. You fucking kill it. Love it.
Yeah. Oh,
What's up?
you have Venmo?
Venmo? I actually don't use Venmo. No.
I was gonna send you some money for that compliment, but next time.
I have the Cash App. I have PayPal. No, I don't.
You lost it. Lost it.
Dude, I would never take it. You being here is incredible, man. Thank you so much. Seriously.
I really love it too. Like, I was listening to some podcasts, and that was like the cool thing, that I was listening to you guys talk, and it was just like two friends chatting, and I was like, I've been doing some like little renovation in my bathroom, and I was like, oh, dude, I didn't want it to end, and it kept going, and I was like, oh, I felt very at ease with your guys' conversation.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm going for. When I first started doing this, I'd write out this like 3-page interview, and I'd sit here and fucking read it, and it was just so unnatural and weird that I was like, you know what? Whenever I meet somebody new, they always say the same thing to me. They say, I feel like I've known you forever.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the vibe I give off. And so I went with that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to talk to people like we met at the bar or we met at the coffee shop. And it's working so far. So,
I think that is also, but to your credit, you knew like bands that I was in, like the history. I think one thing that does kind of suck is with podcasts. This is a new format. I mean, it's still new, relatively new.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I'm gonna, it's like, to me sometimes this may come off as arrogant, but I think it's arrogant when people just go, I'm just gonna play music because they can. I want to do it. Yes, you should do it. Everybody can do it. However, if your not heart's not in it, if you're in it for something, fuck that fake it till you make it fucking bullshit. That only goes so far,
Right.
And I've seen people there doing podcasts. They're not listening to the conversation, and they also don't know any of the history. And to me, that comes off so fucking arrogant and so fucking lame. It's like you just wasted another fucking human's time because you wanted to ride off of
Right.
that. And that happens. Like, why would you say no to somebody maybe that you're not that interested in, that is good for your show? But the thing is, find out about the person. There's nothing worse than not having any idea what this person is about. And I've seen it so many times, and it's cringy. I'll watch it. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, man. No, I agree with that 100%. And this has become like a dream come true for me, honestly, because I get to just talk to people that I admire, I think do rad shit. You know,
Me,
I don't care if you fucking, we were talking about it the other day with Chris. Like he listens to a podcast where someone talks to a plumber. Listen, if you're a
yeah,
fucking awesome plumber and you got something cool to add, let's talk about it. It doesn't have to be this whole big game or like any kind of gimmick. I just want to make some connections with people and maybe hopefully make a fucking career out of it one day. I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to do.
I think, and I think that that's fucking incredible. It's like we have this vibe in art kind of things, and as you get older you become more comfortable with words that you hated when you were younger. Like when I was young, I'd be like, I'm not a fucking artist, I like to get drunk, I'll fucking puke and piss on you and do a show. But as you get older you go like, this is a fucking art of putting music together, and what you're doing, contacting, communicating with people to a bigger audience. And the thing that's so rad that I fucking love history. I'm like a history buff kind of guy. This is like what you're doing, and what musicians and artists and all different medias and all that. It's almost like it's philosophy of this, like Greek, and these guys just used to get out there and talk and have ideas. And I was listening to this idea of like, the democracies and the republic and early anarchists and nihilists. It were just people similar to you, to me, to Chris, to whoever, but like giving ideas. And certain people agree, some people don't give a fuck, and some people hate you. And
Yep.
that's, and I love that idea of what we're relating. And sometimes we're relating that we don't relate.
Right.
I'm working on a little project called Unsinkable, and it's very similar. Like it really, what you said is inspiring to what I want to do. Where it's like, I'm just meeting with people that said, no, I will not stop. I'm not going to
Right.
stop. And it's, at first everybody says, is it about music? Kind of. It's also about like people that cook, people that promote shows, people that do comedy, a fucking plumber. If it is
Yeah.
like, what if this fucking plumber, like his wife and kid died, and he felt his life was falling apart, and this dude is going, says, no, I'm not going to stop, helping people. I think that's what's rad, dude. That connection, that story. What is this connection with this fucking plumber? It's cool.
Absolutely, man. And I have to thank Chris big time, man, because he helped me out at the beginning of this, and he's still continuing to help me out. Obviously, he got me you. Um, where he would get me, these great people. And it's just, I became part of this like circle. Chris wound up getting,
Oh, cool.
okay. Now, obviously, iconic comedian. He's been around for a long time.
Wow.
And he was down to do it. Right. But then he texted me one night. He's like, hey, can I get any cash for this? And I was like, I don't really have any cash. You know what I mean? Like this, I'm starting this. I'm in my garage. As a matter of fact, I'm in a freezing garage. It's like 30 degrees in here. You know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
is as DIY as it fucking gets. The most money I've spent is on this fucking microphone,
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I don't, as big of a name as that would be and as big of a draw as that would be, I don't want someone on the show that doesn't want to be here. It's not going to be what I want it to be. So I'd rather take the long road and suffer a little bit and get to where I want to get than just be like, yeah, just give me names. I'm not into that.
And when you said that it was exactly kind of like what we just said. You might have people on that you don't necessarily agree with, and he didn't want to do it. He's not going to do it. Okay, cool.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And there's the whole other side of it too, man. Like, I'm pretty sure you're friends with Laura Jane Grace on at least Instagram. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm obsessed. I've been a fan since day one. And I was like, you know what? I really would love to do whatever I can, no matter what it takes to get her on the show. So I paid for a cameo with her. And dude, I only had like 250 characters to write. So I literally was like, would you be on my podcast? And she made me this incredible fucking video where she said she would do it. She gave me her email. She played a song for me that I loved. And I was like, holy shit, she hasn't gotten back to me yet as far as I emailed her, but that shit takes time. But yeah, like at any means necessary, I wanted to get her on because first of all, I'd be harder to get in touch with,
is an amazing human. And I don't mean character like character. She's character, but I mean in the way of communicating, and I have this overwhelming respect. I've known her for years and years, and not like we're the best buds, but we're like we're very chummy and we chit chat about stuff. But the way that she can communicate and create this, like I said, like this character that or this character that is inside of you, and can speak about, what is the song on White Crosses where it's talking about the girl that he had dated that died, and said it wasn't like your look, but it wasn't being there that was so sad, but it was that the mom and her looked so much alike. You know the song I'm talking about?
You know what? I'm not being rude. I'm actually looking it up right now because I have it in my phone. And I can't think of the name, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Because of the shame.
Yes. I think that's what it's called, actually. Yeah.
That song, dude. I remember I listened to that song like on repeat when that came out, because it was so like you could vibe with it, and you could think about it and think about people that you cared about that died, and now the family members that are still here that resemble them. And I was like, you motherfucker, you fucking motherfucker, how did you do this?
Yeah.
So she is incredible with her words, and
that's
just what she does. Very, very cool person.
Absolutely. And that's the biggest thing for me is I was always able to, it was always the soundtrack to the periods of my life. Like each album like meant something special to me. And I'm not going to say I related to the whole thing, but there were definitely parts of albums that I related to. And like I said, it became like the soundtrack of my progression in life, and still to this day, really, it's incredible.
I remember,
amazing songwriter.
Yeah, I remember when around the time that Reinventing Axl Rose came out, my friend Cody had gotten like tapes, like demo. I don't know if they were demos. They were just tapes that she had put out at that time, and it was maybe her in a bathroom in a guitar singing for the acoustics, and we're like, who is this? What is this? What is Against Me?
Mhm.
Against what? What is it? And then Reinventing Axl Rose came out, and we were like,
Yeah.
I'll show you. Here's something kind of cool. Come with me. Come with me through my house.
Take me on a journey.
I'm doing a little renovation here. Here's my bathroom renovation, and then
I know what that looks like. Yep.
there's
Oh shit.
there's an old one when Crumb Bums played, and I love this one. This little
Yeah, that was during the
backstage pass.
new wave
Yep.
era. Yep.
But I love that, and I like certain little things when I get up in the morning and I look at it, and I remember that was a good day. Let's have a million more of those.
Absolutely. Speaking of good days, how's the apocalypse going for you? I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. So, when it first happened, I was doing my little Unsinkable show. I just started it in like February, so I was going around doing interviews, and I was fucking excited. January, February, March, we got the editing done, and April, the world fell apart, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of, at first I thought nobody thought this was going to be what it was. So I was like, awesome. The world shuts down for a little bit. I'm going,
weeks.
yeah, a month.
Yeah.
I'm going to fucking destroy my project, Unsinkable. I'm gonna get it on some network. I'm going. So we started off pretty good, and then everybody in my little team started feeling the weight of life. And our meetings, we had like every other day we had a meeting like at noon on Zoom. People stopped showing up. I stopped showing up. Yeah. And we put everything on hold and said, okay, let's give everybody a little bit of time. And dude, I fucking looked up, and it was like June, July, August, September, October. And I kind of went into just a blank hole, you know. Meggers was gone. I live in this house. It was me and Pancho. And I kind of went, to be honest, I think I kind of went into this old, like, addictive isolation personality, you know, like it became difficult for me to, like, we couldn't leave, but it became difficult for me to communicate to people. Like, I almost felt like I was hiding something. When my phone would ring, I'd be like, like, what do you want from me? And luckily, the guys in Starving Wolves live here, and we started Zooming and talking. And I fucking just about 2 months ago came out of this hole, and now I'm back of like, fuck it, dude, I cannot stop, you know, to that idea of like, I gotta be fucking unsinkable, dude. I cannot go down with the ship.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking really, really, really happy. Starving Wolves are riding like crazy. We're in this intensive demo session where it's been real weird, and I'm sure it is with most bands. It's like we can't get together like we used to and jam for hours. Yeah, let me try this. Basically, they have to write stuff, put it together, then I get it. I write lyrics, then I demo lyrics, and that's how we practice, and that's how we see if it works. But you know, the thing that's also kind of cool about it is when you're younger and you're looking at older bands that you respect, you see like that's how they had to do it, because at bands that you love when you're a kid, they're older. They live lives. They're married. One dude lives in fucking Ireland. Another dude lives in LA.
Right.
And that's done. And you always kind of dream about that. Like,
Right.
I think Clash did shit like that. How do I do that? And now by default, we're doing it. And it's cool. I miss the old world, and it will come back. But right now, you sink or fucking swim, dude. There's no
Yeah.
in between, I feel. And what's so cool about like what you're doing, this is how we have to communicate right now. We are now, when we were kids in 1988 watching those sci-fi movies, we're in that sci-fi movie.
Right.
We have to communicate over a fucking computer like a fucking weirdo. But this is how we stay sane. And when the world picks back up, if you don't have your shit together, you will fucking be left behind, because what happened in this fucking pandemic, we talk about it a lot with people with addiction problems and depression. If you had something wrong, it has been highlighted, underlined, and circled. I've lost so many friends in this pandemic that are dead and not coming back. And it's because that fucking issue was highlighted, circled, and underlined to the point that, it basically put a noose around their neck, dude, with their depression, with their addiction, with everything that was going on. And so it's kind of like, for me, and maybe this is just for me, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, it's like, if I'm not continuously on a daily basis looking for air to breathe, I will fucking drown.
Yeah.
So
no, man, you hit it right on the head, man. It's now you've actually been sober for about 6 years now, right?
Yes.
As far as I can tell through like Instagram, as crazy as that
Yeah.
sounds.
I stopped. Yeah, I stopped. It's funny. A picture came up of the last day that I stopped drinking, and I think everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people, I didn't know anything about that type of world. It kind of happened by accident. So you're kind of like, I'm gonna take a little break from drinking, but maybe I'll do a little bit of blow. And I think everybody, they do this thing like, oh my God, why did I do blow?
Yeah.
Because normally you do a big fucking rail and then you drink and you're like, oh, I mellowed out. And so then you go, fuck, I need a drink. And then you say, oh, I can't drink. Well, I don't like doing blow and not drinking. Oh shit. And then, and it kind of happens like that way of like, well, maybe I'll try this. And you go, I don't like the way that fucking feels anymore,
Yeah.
And I really stay away from like words, like for myself, like I don't know, I think it sounds contradictory, but I don't like going, I'm sober, he's sober, and I hate the word relapse for me, because I always kind of feel like, I don't know, you did it. Right. Did you relapse, or did you fuck up? Or I don't know, use the word that you want. I have a friend of mine that says, like, the reason we get introspective and that we maybe go to meetings or whatever it is so that when we fall off the horse, we have tools to get back on if we want to. I never say never.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't like to say that. Most of the people that I know, they go, I'll never fucking drink again. Well, you did.
Yep.
So the thing that makes this is a fucking choice, dude. Life is a choice.
Yep.
I also don't believe people that have depression that decide to end their life, they're cowards. I don't know. I mean, that's
Yeah.
me. I'm not saying that. I can't say that to somebody's partner, the husband or the wife or the children. I don't know.
Right.
But it's like, this is a choice.
Yeah.
It's a for me to feel this way. And also, I'm a like 100%er. Like, when I like to fucking party, I like to fucking party, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I like to feel fucking good.
Right.
And I like to feel good right now, dude. And this feels good. And maybe one day I'll say, hey, maybe I want to try this beer. I don't know.
Right.
But for it just fucking it feels good because like that song The Shame. I remember, like, I wasn't sleeping in my bed. I was sleeping on the floor between the wall and the bed and listening to that like song on repeat because it brought this darkness, maybe something that I needed to work out inside of me. But I can remember that I couldn't feel good. And when I would reach for something that one time made me feel good, it didn't.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the lines, I started feeling good. I started appreciating like this dude in conversations like
Yeah.
this. Like I've actually been excited. Like, look at that. It says 1 o'clock on my hand, so I don't forget. So the
That's
fucking
awesome.
dingling. I look forward to this kind of connection.
Yeah.
And I was real scared that I wouldn't be able to be me anymore, and I have the choice and I have the ability. Maybe some people don't, but I can really remember sleeping on that floor. I can remember what it felt like. I can remember what the floor smelled like. I can remember the vibe. So I can reach that and write about it and talk about it.
Absolutely, man. And once again, I agree with you. I had I went on like a 5-year coke bender. Not too
It's
long ago. Not too long ago. And it was, will I ever do it again? Probably. But
yeah,
I don't think I
you know,
don't think
maybe 5 days.
yeah, exactly. I don't think I'll ever take it to that. I don't think I'll ever take it to that limit again. I think that um I know what it feels like to come off of that, and I'll never fucking forget it.
No.
Will I be
Oh,
an angel the rest of my life? Definitely not. But I kind of know where to draw the line now, And
yeah.
5 years is definitely way past the fucking line.
But you know what? I am fucking lucky. I hate that term blessed or whatever, but
Mhm.
whatever the cooler word is rather than blessed is what I got because I don't have a problem with, like, personally against drugs or alcohol.
Mhm.
My roommate drinks. My good friend works at a brewery and said, like, dude, I've got like 13 cases of beer that I've got to get rid of. I'm like, give it to me. My friends come over. I cook, and I love to cook, and I did that was what I do outside of music. So I like to come over because I cannot drink, or because I can do whatever the fuck I want because I choose not. Fucking does not mean that I don't have some beers for you to have, and that I can't wait for me to fucking push you off the chair because up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's some of the great shit. It's like there's some stuff I just don't like to be around because it changes their personality so much. But I also know that there were times that I had a good time doing fucking key bumps in the bathroom, cracking up our own little secret world, and you come out and we're laughing. But I just know that it didn't end there. It was like
Right.
4 days later, I was at fucking Mikey's house, fucking licking some tinfoil or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely hear you, man. And that's exactly the what I was trying to get at, is that it just spirals out of control. It just spirals. But if you know when to, like, all right, I'm good. I had some fun for a couple hours and move
Yeah,
on.
I
Otherwise.
of of the term "smoke them if you got them," and that means
Yeah.
whatever for you. Because for me, like now, it was scary. What am I gonna do on tour? What
Mhm.
am I what am I gonna do? But also, one of the things is like I want to do a lot of things, and it's really difficult to do that stuff and a lot of things. So it's like now when I get off stage, we get done playing, do the stuff at the merch, talk with people, load up equipment, then I go back to my fucking room and
Yeah.
I write. I watch a podcast that inspires me. And I learned this really wild thing. If you grew up like dirty, dirty punk, I'm about to blow your mind. There is this little trick where you turn the water on and you put a little plunger in the hole of the bathtub. The water fills up to this beautiful warmness. And I put the shampoo in it, and it's called a bath. And I take a bath now so I don't fuck up my hair. And I listen to the Last of the Mohican soundtrack. And that will fucking change your. I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to go down to that party. This feels good. No
Yeah.
one's talking. So
Yeah, man.
it's called a bath. A lot
Yep.
of dudes don't know about it. Give it a
You know, it's funny. I mean, when I was younger, yeah, I took baths, but I haven't taken a bath in, my whole adult life.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I hated it. But now when I'm at like at a place, like a little hotel or something, I'm going for a bath. And every once in a while, they've got these big nice towels. I just go the whole thing. I throw this towel on like a robe. I'm
Yep.
naked. I put, you have to put a sock on the doorknob so like Meggers doesn't walk in on me. I would never want him to see what I'm doing in there. It is the air that you can get when you're alone.
And those nice big hotel beds too, man. Those things are so comfortable.
Dude, yeah, and it's not, it's like we do not go the money route of a lot of stuff. It's like we're in a little van
Right.
where most people don't realize it, but it's like every penny you spend, it comes out of your pocket. So whatever fantasy world people live in where they think like this shit is for free, it's not. So it's like when I have that night alone or alone for an hour or two, dude, I take advantage of it. These little tight stretch jeans, they get hot, they get sticky.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you just gotta fucking unwind, relax. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Lord of the fucking Last of the Mohican soundtrack.
Yeah, I gotta check. I mean, I've seen the movie, and I'm a huge fan of scores.
Yeah.
So, and I have a lot of scores on vinyl. Is this something I should get on vinyl?
Yes, dude. That's right. You're a vinyl man.
Yeah.
Same. It's like, that was one of the things too. Like when I decided I was gonna take my little step away from that other world, I was like, I spend about $40 every day at happy hour. No matter how you kind of bend it, it's between 20 up to whatever.
Right.
Every single day. So I was like, I'm gonna buy a new record every week. And just the fun of, rubbing that plastic on your jeans to open it up and then pulling out the record, and then also being a little dickhead. You're like, damn, these motherfuckers went cheap. What is this crap? There's not inlay.
Yep. Oh, dude, I
love vinyl.
I feel that, man. I do the same thing. My wife makes fun of me. I'll come home with a new record. I'll sit at the table. I'll look at it before I even open it. Turn it around. And then I open it up. I take everything out nice and slowly. I read everything inside. I fucking look at the vinyl. especially if it's a colored one. Forget it. Double vinyl, fucking, that takes at least an hour.
I'll send you a nice Starving Wolves one. We went.
Oh, dude.
I had so much fun getting the record. Our full length is called True Fire.
Yeah.
And we made it look like fire. And it just, when it came out, I was like misty eyed. I was, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. You know what? I downloaded it this morning.
Oh, great.
True Fire. Yeah, love it. It's fucking awesome. Fucking rips.
Cool.
And I also downloaded Casualties, the Pet Cemetery cover.
Oh yeah.
That's dope, man. That's so good.
Yeah, you got to check out. So the one last thing, I'm sure I'm getting in on your time, but we did this last record was called Written in Blood. And one thing that was really, really cool and a perfect example of the way that these guys work was I joined the band like June 30th, or didn't join. I just kind of started, let's say July, August, September. Maybe I joined in September, and maybe in May we were recording. We recorded it with Bill Stevenson from Descendants and Black Flag, and
wow,
they have this great studio in Fort Collins, Colorado called the Blasting Room, and it was like work. Joined it, work, and again we had a, not tooting any horn, but it was rad. We did a good record together, and it's not that common for a new guy to come in and singing and do good. And we had a lot of fun doing it. And when you live in this kind of world, the lyrics write them fucking selves, dude. Just shit going on.
Yeah, man. Everything that I've listened to this morning and, the live show, man, it's like we were saying before, it's authentic. It's real. And I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you being here, man. Sometimes I do these shows and like I kind of have a time limit of like 45 minutes to an hour because I know people don't want to really listen to like really long things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's no filler here. This was all fucking great shit. You're a very entertaining guy. And I would love to keep in
30 minutes.
What's up?
Did we go over 30 minutes?
We went over 30 minutes. I think we're on like an hour and 10 minutes, which that's great too.
Cool.
Sometimes like I said at the beginning, I would do this and it would be like filler,
Mm-hmm.
None of that here, man. This was awesome. You're awesome.
Cool.
And like I said, we'll keep in touch and we'll do this again, man. Anytime like you're down.
For sure. And when I come out your way, you know what we got to do? Hey, I'm going to tell you a couple of quick things.
Go ahead.
This is a band from Portland called Long Knife. I just want to tell you to listen to them because it's hard to find genuine fucking punk rock that's not,
I gotcha.
Guys are the shit. And there's also a great podcast called The Blind Boy from Ireland. I think he's from Limerick, but check it out. He does these great just great podcasts I think you would love. And when we get together, we got to go do like an outdoor podcast together.
Outdoor Big Red Party podcast.
Big Red tacos.
Yeah, tacos. Absolutely, man. There's one more question I have to ask. I ask everybody who comes on for the first time. On a scale from 1 to hell fucking yeah, how stoked were you to be here today?
Hell yes. I told you.
Yeah.
And I got my Big Red. I got my lime. Poncho's got his fancy bandana on. I got my long knife. Last night, I shaved. You don't want to come in looking like a baby, so it's got to have about an 8-hour growth.
Right. 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, it's like Dolly Parton. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap, baby.
Yeah. David, thank you so much, man. This was
You got
fucking
it, brother.
awesome. And that's it, man. I can't say thank you enough. And thank you, Poncho. Maybe we'll do
Awesome.
one with Poncho next time.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's got a voice. He's right. Okay, brother.
He's
Thank you
so
very
cute.
much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Peace, man. Thank you so much.
Later.
Later.